The goal isn't to be perfect in life. You're going to mess up, you're going to get off track, you're going to fail, but that's part of it. It's part of it, and I'm telling you from experience as well. I mean, it's been hard. You're coming around the holidays as well. You're tempted to do so many things, whether it's just relax, watch YouTube, which is okay to spend time with your family, right? Do the things that, be around your loved ones. But it's also because if you're anything like me, you're crazy about always wanting to do more. You always feel like you need to do more in life, whether it's working on your business and your physique and what you eat, trying to focus on all things. Which what you need to realize is that you're not perfect, you're going to fail. Whether you hit that snooze and wake up a little bit later or late, that doesn't dictate the way your life is gonna go or the results you're gonna get in the gym. It only dictates when you repetitively do the same thing over and over and you don't fix it. That's when you have failed. But you're not a failure at all whenever you are constantly going against the grain. You're pushing yourself harder and harder every day to become the version that you want to become. That is when you're learning from something that's difficult, which is good. The whole goal is to learn from something that's difficult to get better at it every day. It takes repetition, it takes practice to get better at it. You're used to the old you, the old version, what he's been doing. That's what you're used to. You're not used to the new habits that you have now. You're not used to the new things that you're putting yourself, the new environment you have now. But the only way you get used to it is repetition, practicing every single day, not eating the junk food every time. Every time you see it, take a minute and examine what is making you hungry. Is it what is around you? Is it being in front of you? Is it the places you go when you're going out with friends? It's actually pouring out rain. Let me move it. But that's what truly matters. I'm keeping this raw. I'm not cutting it. I want this to be as raw as possible. But that is what matters. What matters is when you look at it and you actually have resistance between you and it, and hold yourself from just jumping from emotion. Jumping from emotion that you really want it because you're telling yourself that. You want the dopamine hit. That's all you want. You get no benefit from what you eat or, you get no benefit from it. And you know that. But you just want it because what is it? It's that dopamine hit. It's the gratification, the instant gratification that you want right now. You have to understand you're not going to be perfect, but you need to start putting resistance with you and that thing that's holding you back in life, that bad habit that you have. And you have to realize the only way to get a bad habit and to take a bad habit out and start building a new habit, a good habit, is only by repetition and practice on that new habit, and repetition and practice on cutting out that bad habit. Realize that. So you're not going to be perfect. There might be times you sleep in. I wake up at 4:45 a.m., but I'm trying to work up earlier than that. And don't get me wrong, it's been so hard lately. When you're around people that are just so much more comfortable, I'm trying to push myself a list like 20 minutes earlier. But it does eat me alive, and I can't sit here and say I'm not perfect. And yes, you guys might say, bro, it's so early. Yes, that's the point. It is early. It's hard. It's not optimal. But that's the point. The success I want isn't optimal to most people's eyes. If that's what you want, you got to be willing to sacrifice things. And I'm willing to sacrifice a little bit of my sleep for success later down the road, to set myself up, my family up. I'm willing to do that. Question is, are you willing to sacrifice certain things for what you want? Ask yourself. You see everyone online. You see all of what they have on social media. And you always tell yourself, I want that. I was the same way. I always was like, I want that. But you truly didn't. You didn't really want it bad enough. If you really wanted it bad enough, you'll go to whatever extent you need to go to get it. And I'll tell you guys would not. And if you guys actually saw from a billionaire's perspective on what he does in a day in life, the stress that he has, you would never trade your life if you actually saw what he goes through on a day-to-day basis. None of us would. But the only reason they got there is because of their personal development journey. It's not like they just instantly became a billionaire. They gradually built habits and got ingrained and started enjoying the work. The dopamine they got was from their work. The dopamine I get is from going to the gym. I love it. I get that dopamine and that hit, and I love working out. And now I get that dopamine from helping my clients. That's what you need to focus on, the dopamine. You need to start focusing on getting that dopamine from things that actually benefit your life, your goals in life. It does not matter what your goals are. You have to cut out the dopamine that you get. You have to basically do a whole dopamine detox. And the way I did it was just by slowly cutting out the things that give us dopamine. What you eat, watching porn, smoking, drinking, playing video games, watching YouTube all the time, Slowly cut it out and you will realize that you don't do half the shit you used to do. I don't smoke, I don't drink, and when I say smoke, guys, if you follow me on Instagram, you might see me here recently. I'm about to smoke a cigar or a hookah. I don't smoke all the time. It's a once in a while, whenever I have a goal or it's my birthday, I like to smoke that. But I don't vape, I don't smoke weed, I don't do any of that shit that doesn't benefit me. Me smoking a cigar benefits me in some way because that is me setting a goal for myself. I set a goal for myself, and as soon as I achieve that goal, I'm allowed to have that cigar that I like. So yes, it's benefiting me. It gives me an incentive to work even harder. So that's also another thing. But when you smoke weed, it doesn't do anything for you. It makes you lazy, and that's from experience. I used to smoke weed. I used to drink. You hang around the wrong crowd, you're gonna do what the wrong crowd does. You're gonna be portrayed. Even if you don't do what they do, but you're around them, everyone's gonna portray you as part of them. You hang around guys that do bad stuff, you're gonna be portrayed as a guy that does bad stuff. You guys have to realize that you're not gonna be perfect, like I said multiple times. And I want you to understand that. You're gonna be tempted to do things. You're gonna fold sometimes. But the important thing, the most important thing, is whether you let it control you. You let it throw you off your entire journey of personal development, of building your body, your physique, your mindset, your goals in life. Or you actually accept it. You learn from it. What made me do this? What made me do that? And understand, we're not perfect. God has us on this planet not to be perfect, but to sit here and want to improve, want to better ourselves. You have to realize the more you put in practice, the more you put on repetition, the more it will become a habit that you need in life, and it'll become a habit. It's second nature. You'll subconsciously do things. That's how it needs to be. But in order to do that, you have to practice every day. You have to do it every day. You have to train every day. I didn't just get this physique. By just all of a sudden. No, I worked out every single day. I ate every single day. I did what I need to do every day. I got my protein intake every day. I counted my calories. I tracked everything to a T every single day. And yes, there were road bumps throughout my journey. Nothing was picture perfect. What you guys see on social media is not everyone's true life. My typical daily life, I'm working a lot. Might be really noisy. So sorry if it's really noisy. But a typical day in life for me is me working a lot on my business, my clients, my physique. If I post me going out, that's not my everyday thing. That's just a typical once in a while. I have a goal or I go out with family. Focus on yourself. Don't compare your level 1 to someone's level 20, level 10. Focus on yourself and start building good habits. Start mastering the 4 key pillars of men that I teach my one-on-one clients. Mindset, habits, nutrition, and training. Master those, you conquer yourself. Everything around you, you'll attract the right crew, you'll attract the right things. Things will start to fall in place and you'll start to realize it. The answer is right in your face, guys. The answer is simply do the work that you don't want to do. That quote by Alex, I forgot what I was saying, but some of you guys know, you can search it up. The magic you are looking for is in the work you are avoiding. The work you are avoiding is literally where the magic is that you're looking for. There's no equation. All it is 2 + 2, and you get the answer you want. Focus. Dial in. Start working on your mindset, your physique, your nutrition. Start working on building good habits that keep you aligned with getting that physique that you want, the goals that you want in life. Everything compounds. But remember, you're not going to be perfect. You're going to fail. There are times that I failed and I've crushed my diet. I've ate a little bit or I had a day. But what it matters is that you retract your mind. You realize you're not perfect, but you realize what made you feel that way. What did that to you? And you learn from it. And now the next day, you're going to go even harder. You're not going to let that day slow you down or hold you back, but you're going to double down on it and you're going to go even harder. The days you don't feel like doing something, the days you fold, or the days you go 10 times harder and get back on track. I want every single one of you guys to do that. And if any of you guys do need help, you want to master those 4 keys, the way I teach my guys, the link is below. Book a call, and we will get to going. We'll move that needle. But you guys have to really want it. And you have to ask yourself, that goal that you have in life, ask yourself, do you really want it? Do you want it bad enough? Will you do whatever it takes to get it? Or are you going to sit there and make excuses, not take accountability? Because where you are right now is literally the result from your past actions 3 months ago, 6 months ago, to a year ago. If you really want it bad enough, you'll do whatever it takes. And that's the truth, guys. I love you, boys. Until the next episode, stay resilient.